Hi friends, welcome back to part 2 of our color and chat in Shersshneva's Color by Colors Tetris. And we're going to keep coloring our little lamb friend. You can see I've finished all of the green parts and I started on the pink and the brown and the black and stuff. I figured I'd go ahead and do some off camera because sometimes when I talk and color, I go super slow. So for the sake of trying to finish this picture on camera, I just went ahead and did some off camera, but whatever, I'm sure you guys don't mind. So we're gonna start with the yellow, which for me I picked the Cali Art Y003 for the yellow because it seems to be a very kind of bright yellow. And I don't really go by the name of the color so much as what the color looks like on the paper. So to me dark blue looks like blue, but you know, I just went by how the color looks on the paper rather than what the name of the color says. So I have my camera tilted further down, or my phone I should say, so that I can see the screen better without having to get up because it's a pain in the butt. Also, I have anxiety about being in frame, so it's better this way. It's funny, I was watching Laura Colors too. Shout out to Laura. I love her channel. She's a really nice person too. I was watching her channel and she did a coloring space tour, and we have the exact same articulating arm for holding our phones. And I was like, hey, I know that thing. I've seen that before. I'll go ahead and put that in the description because it can be hard to know which is the best, you know, device for holding your phone if you record with your phone. If I was real serious, I'd use a DSLR camera, but this works just as well. I think the quality is really good, so. God, I haven't had a DSLR digital camera in years. Just use my phone to take pictures and video normally. I remember though, in the mid to late 2000s, well, even the early 2000s, especially the early 2000s, camera phones weren't really a thing, so you used your digital camera. My first digital camera I got in high school with money I had saved up, was a Nikon Coolpix 2100, I think was the number. It was a 2 megapixel digital camera and it cost $400. Oh, are those colored in? Yes, they are. And it took a CF card. Nowadays, cameras take SD cards or SDXC cards, or, you know, the smaller ones, much smaller. But CF cards were they were they were probably about this big, maybe a little smaller. probably about a half like this. They were pretty chunky though. And I think it held like 20 pictures. But I love that camera so much. For only being like a 2 megapixel camera, it took really nice photos. But I was so proud of that camera. The yellow is really hard to see against the white paper. And it's not dark in here at all. I'm just blind. So I looked it up because originally I said, oh, this must be a lamb. And then I thought, well, no, it might be a cow, like a calf. Because some cows have horns. But I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with this is a lamb. Because cows don't usually have fur this color. That I know of. Cows with horns. I know some calves are born with like little stubs on their heads. But they fall off. Have you guys ever seen a lamb in person? Like, pet a lamb? I got to pet and hold a lamb because my niece had a petting zoo at her birthday one year, a long time ago. And, man, sorry, my head in the way. It's so hard to see if that's yellow. Anyway. My niece had a petting zoo at her birthday, and they had a baby lamb. A little baby. And it was so cute, and I held her. She was so sweet. She got, oh my God, they had her, like, she was out in the grass, you know, just hanging out. And me and another girl were sitting there talking, and one of the other animals, what animal was it? I don't remember. Was it a donkey? Or was it a horse? I can't remember. But she was by like a little, it was a miniature horse maybe. And miniature horses can be kind of ornery. But we weren't paying attention, and the lamb was over by us, but so was the miniature horse. And the miniature horse got mad and kicked her in the head, you know, like with its hind feet. And oh my God, we were like, oh my God. We were like so upset. We like grabbed her and was like looking at her, you know, and we told the petting zoo people, and they took her and stuff. But we felt so bad. We were like, oh my God, that poor baby. But I think she was okay. I asked later on if she was okay to the people, and they were like, oh, she seems fine, you know. We'll check her out. But like, oh my God. Oh, it broke my heart. You guys, I've been using these Cali Art markers for almost 3 years, and I don't think any of them have run out. I don't know what's happening. I think I must have gotten everlasting Cali Art markers because I feel like with the amount I use them, some of them should have at least run out. You know what I mean? I also have the Limoche markers, and 2 of them have run out. And I feel like I use them a lot less. Like, I know different companies, like, put different amounts of ink in their markers and stuff. And I'm sure that's part of it. But I'm just amazed that I haven't run out of ink in these markers. Of course, now that I say that, one of them's gonna stop working. Because I put that out in the universe now. But I actually kind of want some of them to run out because it makes me feel accomplished. Like, oh, look, I used my supply up. You know how some people do, like, empties for the month when they do, like, completed pages and stuff? I'm always amazed at how many empty art supplies people have. I'm a little jealous. I'm like, oh, man. I want some empty art supplies. So I have a book where I keep my coloring goals, and also how many books I bought in the month, how many supplies I bought in the month. And then at the bottom I'll have like a number, like a dollar amount total. And I bought less books this month than I did last month, but I also had a lot gifted to me because this is my birthday month. But I only counted the ones I bought myself. And I only have bought 9 books this month, which is still a lot. Don't get me wrong, it's like way too many to buy. But it's a big improvement over last month. I bought 15, was it 15 or 18? I can't remember. It was either 15 or 18 last month, which is insane. There was a time in my coloring life where all I had was 20 books. So, yeah. I mean, I don't go over budget or anything, but 18 is a lot. Especially when you're like me and you don't have a lot of room. I keep kind of pushing my luck with, you know, how many books can I cram on top of books in a shelf kind of thing. I mean, I have a very kind of obsessive personality anyway, so if I'm into something, like a hobby, I'm like really into it, like to a fault, so I have to be careful. I'll, you know, spend more than I have, which is never good. This book has been so relaxing. I mean, I think that about all color by numbers, but something about coloring in the little shapes in this book. I feel that way about like the Belba family books and the Shershneva like mosaic books and stuff, like putting the little, because I use the X method for those books, and putting the X's in the squares is like very relaxing. because you can kind of zone out just enough to where you can just concentrate only on what you're doing. Only on drawing X's, you know, or coloring in little boxes, or however you like to do it. And I like coloring like regularly too, but coloring just, at least for me, coloring just regular pictures, if like, it used to burn me out a little bit, because I would think so hard about like color palette and stuff like that it would become too much after a little while, and I'd take a long break and stuff. You know, from coloring. And I think now that they've come out with more quote unquote adult and also more interesting, even kid color by number, or color by number that's aimed at kids, you know, basically for adults and kids, they've all become more interesting. Ever since that's happened, it's given my brain a little something else to concentrate on, something different, creative wise, coloring wise, to concentrate on, which is nice. Because, you know, just because a book says for kids or whatever, like, whatever. That shouldn't matter. Coloring in is coloring in, you know what I mean? Color what you like to color. It's just for fun. Like, before this whole adult coloring thing, everybody colored in kids' coloring books because that's what was available. I think I showed you guys my, did I show that to you guys? I have a Disney princess coloring book from like 2011 where I colored in with crayons. And I just, like, basically scribbled in it because it was just for, like, some art therapy, shall we say. Wasn't about making it pretty. It was just scribbling on the paper, getting feelings out, you know, stuff like that. And I think sometimes we can forget, you know, we all started out in those kids' books and it was just fun, and sometimes we can get caught up in everything and think, oh, everything has to look beautiful and realistic and it has to be adult, more mature themed or whatever. It's like, no, we all love Disney books, and there are adult Disney books now, and even the kids' Disney books have gotten way better. So my point is, just color what makes you happy. Don't worry about what's quote unquote appropriate for your age. That was a rant. I don't know, I just think about that stuff sometimes because I think people seem like they really have to do things a certain way, and you don't. So have any of you colored in this book? Do you own this book? I see a few people with this book. I've seen, like, there's a picture, it's the first picture is the martini glasses or the cocktail glasses. Seen some people do that one. I really want to do the dog that's on the cover. He looks like a good boy. with his little bow tie. So cute. I got a little lap desk for when I sit on the couch and color and stuff, because I've discovered that just putting the book on my lap is, unless it's a hardcover book, not very sturdy. And sometimes I don't feel like sitting at my desk, the little desk over here, and coloring. So I got a lap desk with where the underneath's kind of cushy, kind of puffy. And I like it. As I mentioned before, this desk has 4 legs, and it's much taller than a lap desk or even a breakfast tray. So it still sits on or stands on the floor, and I still sit in front of it on the floor, but it's just taller than a plain lap desk or a breakfast tray, or it's even taller than those 4-legged ones that tilt, It's a little taller than that one. It's the perfect height for me when I sit. So I really like it. Actually, I accidentally kind of broke one of the legs a few months ago because I leaned on it while I was trying to get up. And you'd think I learned my lesson to not put all my weight on things like that, but I wasn't paying attention, and I just got up and kind of used this as leverage. And I heard a big just crunching noise, and I was like, oh god, what did I do? And I kind of ripped one of the legs off the bottom on the side a little bit, I ripped it away from underneath. They're screwed in on the bottom, but I was pulling on it just right to where one of the legs just got really wobbly and stuff. So now it's when I color, it's a little wobbly. But gotta Hulk smash things apparently, or they don't really belong to me. Moral of the story, don't put all your weight on your little desk. I used to color at my coffee table, but my coffee table is a little too high. When I sit on the floor, it's too high. I felt like my arm was way up here. And it was hurting my shoulder and my wrist. But I don't have a table, a kitchen table, because I have such a small apartment. I don't have room for a table. So this is does double duty as where I eat and where I color sometimes. Which I don't mind. I like my little place. I do have a regular desk. If you remember my older videos, I am sitting at a desk. It's light brown wooden desk. Still have that desk over there, but my cat likes to sit in my desk chair, so it's her desk now. Plus she likes to sit on top of it and look out the window, so she's the boss. You know how that goes if you're a cat owner. Cats don't have owners, they have staff. But we love them. Are there any more yellow parts? I don't think so. I think we got all the yellow parts. So we're gonna do the peach areas next, and I'm gonna use the towel tree markers. And this is number 133. I made like a color key for the Color by Colors books. And I wrote down all the different markers that match for the color key for these books, and so that way I don't have to hunt, or like I was afraid I was gonna forget, you know, like which ones match the best, so I just wrote every one of them down. And it makes it a lot more enjoyable because you don't have to hunt for colors and stuff. Same thing I do for Belva Family, except for I use Stettler Triplus fine liners, and those don't have names or numbers. So I don't have a list, but I just keep them all in like a separate compartment. So I know that those particular fine liners are for Belva books. I have used fine liners in my Shershneva Mosaic color by number, but I use the shuttle art fine liners, and those aren't numbered or named either, which is a pain in the butt. But I do the same thing with those and like keep them all together in like one spot away from the other shuttle art fine liners, so that I know, hey, those are for my Sachin books. I got his wife's newest, I think it's her newest color by number book. I think it's called Love for All. Hold on. It's like way on the bottom of my finished pile. It's called, oh, Love for You, color by number, by Prachi Dewan Shershneva. Sorry, guys. And it's really cute. I've seen a couple people on Instagram color in it, and it just is so cute. Like, even if you didn't want to follow the numbers and you just wanted to color it, you know, your own colors, like, no matter what, they're just cute illustrations. I like them. I like Sachin's, like, the vacation Mosaic color by number. That one looks really cool. I've actually earned 1 coloring book credit this month. Credit to Danny Buttons for the credit system because I definitely took a page from her book because I know she does the same kind of thing. Well, where depending on how many pages she colors, she earns 1 credit per how many pages. I can't remember how many pages she said, but mine is 10, so for every 10 pages I color, I earn 1 book credit. So I've already earned 1 book credit. Last month I earned 2 credits for this month, but I think I spent those for sure. Cause I think I bought, well, I know, I just said I bought like 9 books this month. So that's way over 2. But I like the idea of a credit system because it keeps you accountable in a way. So I'm gonna keep up with that. I also like the idea of writing down your goals for coloring because it keeps you from, or it keeps me at least, from kind of aimlessly trying to think of what to work on and stuff. Like having a goal helps keep me focused. So even though they're not like super set in stone, it's still nice to look at and say, oh, I have done this and I haven't done this, you know. It makes you feel accomplished. Oh, there's someone, the face. Hello. When I'm done with the video, I'm gonna go sit outside. It's a little hot today, but the sun is out, so I'm gonna enjoy it. It's good to get some vitamin D. We need some sunlight, you know? I think it looks cute so far. Only have a little bit left to color in. Did you guys see Jen's flip through for the Sally Berry Summertime coloring book? That looks like such a cute book. Oh, also update, speaking of Sally Berry, update on my mom's coloring progress. She's been really enjoying the Sally Berry 100 Easy Flowers book that I got her. And she's been coloring in it regularly, which makes my heart happy. I'm glad she's enjoying it. Maybe, if I can remember to ask her, I'll get her to bring her book over and I'll do like a flip through of her completed pages, if she says it's okay for you guys. My mom's more of like she's more into sewing and stuff like that. But sewing is hard for her to do right now because she doesn't really have any projects, any sewing projects. So I was like, well, you can color in the meantime because that's creative. And it's something you can do whenever. So I'm glad that she's enjoying it. Alright, let's see. What color should we do next? Let's do gray and blue. They look really, really close on the paper, on the outlines, but it's not really. It just looks like that. Especially if you don't have good light. Oh, before I forget, I got my magnifying glass light to work. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, so cool. See? There is light. No light? Light. Oh, yay! It makes me so happy. It makes coloring in the Disney Hachette Heroes book so much easier. Alright. Gray, gray, gray. I'm looking for... Where is it? Here it is. So the gray is Bianyo 8606. This is CG 203. So cold gray 03. Cool gray, I should say. And then the blue is a Cali art marker, and that is oh, no, it's not a Cali art marker. It's a Bianyo marker, which is B003. And I don't know why it says Cali Art. It's not Cali Art. I should change that. Anyway, is it? Oh, okay, never mind. It is the Cali Art one. They're the same color though, but I have some older Bianyo markers mixed in with my Cali Art markers. Because I've had, actually, when I was talking about I never have empties, I'm just talking about Cali Art markers. I don't know if I made that clear. Like, I have only a few Bianyo markers left. But yeah, so those are the colors. We're using B003 and Cold Gray 203. I really like the color selection in the Bianyo markers. They have a lot of grays, which I find important. And they're the same quality as like Cali Art markers. They probably come from the same manufacturer. Oh well, I think I colored in the wrong area. Colored in the light blue one. Oh well. It's okay. See, that's what I mean when I say it's kind of hard to tell the difference in some spots if you're not really paying attention and flapping your gums like I am. Actually, Bianyo markers have like the best brown color in my opinion. Just my humble opinion. Which is Y611, which is called Morin, Morin. That's like the best brown color. And of course, that was the first marker I ran out of when I had the full set. Which made me really sad that you can't buy these like singles, you know. But I think that's partly how they keep their costs down. So yeah, if you don't have any alcohol markers or if you're looking for a new set, I would encourage you to go look for the Bianyo Classic markers on Amazon because they have good colors. This is blue too, right? Okay. I was like, is that gray or blue? I'm sorry, I'm gonna be doing that a lot right here. Normally, like, this doesn't really give me a hard time, but in these little spaces like this, they do. So do you guys have a favorite picture in this book? I think I like them all. Some more than others, but I like them all. I wonder what Kira's process is for making this book. How she kind of pixelates this image into like interlocking shapes like this. It's really neat. Have any of you guys tried the Bright Ideas Paper Company published books? Any of their books? Because they have a one color book that I think is really cute. And then they have a couple other books that I'm interested in. But if you have any of their books, do you like the quality of the images and stuff like that? Let me know. You'd think I'd be a little more lively today because I just had coffee. But nope. Kind of dragging today. It happens. I did do a few like household chores around the house. I still really need to vacuum though. Vacuuming is one of my favorite chores actually. It's very satisfying. Oh no. Oh well. That was light blue. So I was not paying attention. Luckily, at least they're in the same color family. There was a time in my life where that would have really bugged me and I would have had to like figure out a way to white it out and color over it or whatever. And now I'm just like, oh oh well. Embrace the mistakes, you know what I'm saying? Alright. So, next we'll do gray. Goodness gracious. You guys didn't see the very top of that, did you? Here, I'll show you. Ta-da! Okay. Now that we've colored in the blue, the gray's a little easier to see, I think. in my humble opinion. Did you guys see the post on my Instagram? I got the Isabelle from Animal Crossing plush from Build-A-Bear, and she talks in like that Animal Crossing language. It's a bit like sim language. It's really cute. I got her in her fall winter outfit because I think she looks so cute with that little sweater on. They also have the Tom Nook plush, but you know, I prefer Isabelle. I want to know where Isabelle and Tom Nook's house is. Like, do they take the seaplane to work every morning and leave at night? Because they don't live on the island. It actually would be a neat touch if they added their houses to your island. And you could go in and stuff. Animal Crossing developers, are you listening? Have some good ideas. They're like, who are you? I think they've been doing a good job with New Horizons. They still haven't given us Brewster. If you don't know, Brewster is in Animal Crossing. He runs a coffee shop, a cafe in your town, and he's a pigeon. His logo kind of looks like the Starbucks logo, but it's got his head in the middle. I've talked about it before. I just really want Brewster. Bring Brewster back, even if you just put him in the museum. Because Brewster and Blathers, the owl that runs the museum in your town, they're supposedly friends. So even if he just runs the cafe, like gift shop, out of the museum, that would be really cute. They're gonna wait and give us Brewster at the very last. At the end of like these 2 years of planned updates that they're gonna do, the very last 1-2 years from now is gonna be Brewster. Like, haha, sorry we made you wait. It's like, thanks. I need to check the mail. Haven't done that in a couple days. Thankfully, I don't get like a ton of mail, so it's not like my mailbox is overflowing. It's just getting so hot lately that I like don't want to make the trek over there to get it. Do any of you guys who live in the US, do you have the informed delivery where like if you have mail, you'll get an email with like your mail scanned in so you can see what's coming to your mailbox? I get that, but they don't always scan in everything. Just some things. So it's not always a totally accurate picture. Whatever I don't finish in this color and chat, I'll just finish off camera and I'll post the picture on my Instagram. So however far we get today, which we're already at almost an hour. I think we can make it though. And it won't be too much longer. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me color and ramble, as always. Alright, let's see. Oh wait, I missed one little spot. Yay! Okay. Now, should we do some magenta? Magenta is, hold on 1 second. Ah! Stuff's falling. Okay, so magenta is my Artex brush marker. It's the Aura sketch marker, and it's number 85. And let's pick another color too. Should we do, let's do light blue. So, light blue is where is it? Here it is. So light blue is my another Artex marker, and it's 183. And I think I've said this before in previous videos, but I like Artex markers. The nibs are a good quality, the ink is a good quality. The only complaint I have is the colors can sometimes be a little too bright. You know, if you want more earth tones, this probably wouldn't be a set for you, but if you like fluorescent and bright colors and pastels, because there are some pastels, then these would be good markers. But another complaint I had with them is 3 of them came completely dried out in the set, which I've never had happen before. Cali Art and Bianca markers and Lemachet markers, they've never come dried out. So and it was one of those things where you couldn't return just the markers that were dried out. They wanted you to return the whole set. So I was like, you know what? Never mind. I have markers similar to those in my other sets, so it didn't matter. But that's kind of a pain in the butt when they're like, oh no, you have to send back the whole thing. It's like, ugh, no, never mind. Do you guys like brush markers over like bullet and chisel nib? Or I should say over the bullet nib, because that's what it replaces. I like both. I don't really prefer one over the other. I think it really matters if you draw and stuff like that. I think the brush nib really helps then, but I think if you color in it's not as important. You're just coloring in the artwork, it's different. But if you're drawing it and coloring in, then the brush tip definitely would be helpful, just in my opinion. It does surprisingly help you get in really tight spots though, which is, oh, did I do that? Oh no, that's right. I was about to say, did I just color in the wrong square? I do feel like I have to go slower when I use the brush tip though. And it's pretty stiff, like, I mean, it's not soft or anything, so it doesn't feel like out of control. But I just feel personally like I have to be careful. So I just go all over the page. Alright, I have these two flowers. Okay. That looks good. That looks good. And then now we'll do the light blue. Just making sure you guys can see that, because I know you couldn't see the very top for a little bit earlier. Gotta do your best to keep things in frame. Also, normally I record in HD 30 frames per second to try and save space on my phone and to make the upload go quicker. But today I upped it to 60 frames per second, so it should be a little more clear. I don't know if it's like that much more of a difference, but we'll see how long it takes for me to upload this. I might go back to 30 frames per second. The higher the frame per second, the sharper the quality is for the video. You can actually record in 4K with this phone, but I have a feeling that would take forever to upload. Also, it would take a lot of space on my phone. that gray or blue? Excuse my head, y'all. Oh, it's blue. That's what happens when you lower the camera, your head's more in the way. But it's easier for me to see what you guys are looking at in the lens without having to like stand up, you know what I mean? Sorry for the creaky noise. That creaky noise is from that loose leg that I was telling you about earlier that I messed up on the bottom. I keep having to remind myself that the gray is a lot darker than the light blue because they look so similar sometimes. Until it's colored in, and then you're like, oh. Duh. Any other light blue? We got some dark blue. We got dark blue, dark violet, and violet left. And red. Oh, there's a gray. I missed another gray. Well, shoot. Let me go ahead and color that in before I forget about it. So we need violet, dark violet, and red, and dark blue. So violet is R702, which is somewhere around here. Hello. I see R703. I don't see it, you guys. I know it's in there. Alright, so dark violet, which is, excuse me, which is 77. How come I don't see R702 in here? It's kind of a pain in the butt. Hope I didn't lose it. Oh, here it is. And dark blue, so that's 70. And red which is this one. So for violet, we have R702. This is a Cali art marker. And then dark violet, even though it doesn't look like it by the cap, is Tau Tree number 77. Dark blue is Tau Tree number 70. And then red is Tau Tree number 15. So we're going to start with violet. I had a hard time matching violet, but this is the closest one that I had. It's a little lighter, but I think it's better to be lighter than darker in this case. Still looks good. Normally violet is darker than what it shows on this paper, but you want to match it as close as you can to the individual artist color palette when you do these things, so it looks as nice as it can look. The R703 was like too pink, which is why I didn't go for that one. It was a little too pinky. This is one of my favorite colors though. I like all the light purples. And if you're wondering why some of them are left white, it's because those are the ones that aren't outlined with a color. So they're meant to be left white. Kind of makes me wish I had more, I wish I had like a ton of glitter gel pens, because I think it would be neat to do one of these pages in glitter gel pen. I mean, you might like use all of your gel pens, but it might be worth it. It would be so sparkly. So sparkly and nice. Glitter gel pens are the best gel pens, in my opinion. If anybody ever says to you, that's too much glitter, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. There's no such thing as too much glitter. In life in general, and especially in coloring. That's what I think anyway. I definitely have enough gel pens. I would like to one day try the color gel pens though. Those look really nice. And I like that you can buy just the glitter set and they have all the different colors and stuff. And you can buy refills, which is even cooler. And they come in that sparkly case. Because even if the gel pens are gone, you could still use that case for other things. Which is nice. You know what I just realized? I left some of the green uncolored. No. We have to fix that. That is, you see that? Dark green, uncolored. Let's see. Dark green is 54. So it's the towel tray. 54 for the dark green. Oh, I'm glad I saw that. I'm sure somebody would have pointed it out to me though. When you're watching, you can pick up on stuff that maybe the colorist doesn't see, which is nice. Okay. Woo! So, we did all of the violet, I think. Now we can do dark violet, which is the Towel Tree 77, which I know by the cap doesn't look very dark, but it matches. It's definitely darker than the violet. Again, the purples were hard to match. The violet and the dark violet. Which you wouldn't really think so, but... Is that violet or magenta? No, it's violet. It's just that it's right next to the magenta. Oh! See, look. We missed a little violet spot down here. And right here, too. Oh, dropping the ball. Can you guys see that? Okay. See, no matter how many times you go over it, you'll still miss things in a color by number. Even in a regular coloring page, you'll be like, oh, I forgot to color in that leaf. I tell you what, some coloring pages I do, I'm like, if I never look at another leaf again, I'll be happy. Too much. Too many leaves. I did a page in Color Morphia by Kirby Roseanne's. Was it last year? Or the year before last? I think it was the year before last. And it was the tree man, the face in the tree from like Mythomorphia, I think it is. Oh, look, I missed gray. Shoot, I'm missing all kinds of gray, aren't I? Anyway, there were so many leaves in that picture, of course, and and I did it with color pencil, which I think it was all color pencil except for a few tiny spots were gel pen, but all of it was color pencil. It was Faber-Castell Classic color pencils. And oh my god, by the end of that I was like, okay, no more leaves for a while. Mm-hmm. I think, and in the beginning of 2020, I colored a lot of mandalas and stuff, and I still do like coloring mandalas. But for a while, all I colored was mandalas, but I didn't get tired of mandalas like I did of leaves. I tend to like nature books or nature subject matter, and that of course is always heavy on the leaves, so I kind of do it to myself. But I was like, maybe I'll color some people now. No tree people though. I just colored that particular page in that book because that face in the tree reminds me of that X-Files episode called Detour, where they get lost in the woods and there are like eyes in the trees and stuff, which is one of my favorite X-Files episodes ever, where Scully said, who did you identify, or was it Scully? Yes, it was Scully. She's like, who did you identify with, Wilma or Betty? And no, it was Mulder. And Scully says, I identified with Betty's bus line. Now we're using dark blue and then red, and we'll be done. And oh, my head's in the way again because I missed a green again. Crud. Sorry guys. Like, Amber, get your head out of the frame. Dun, 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 dun. Is that blue too, or is that green? Oh my god. Wait. Do we have to get out the magnifying glass? No, that's green too. Well, shoot. Is that green? See, now I'm like losing my mind a little bit. I think that's green too. So many greens. Let's go ahead and do that, because I'll be like, I'll forget about it again. More dark green. So 54. See, after a while of staring at this page, I start to get a little cross-eyed. It's like, okay, where are the colors again? It's fun, though. It's actually not nearly as bad as the Disney princess coloring book, the Hatchet Heroes Disney book, which I really adore. Like, I'm gonna do so many pages in that book. It's just that they keep taking this particular one, the Snow White one, which sometimes I post update on my Instagram story. I think I have twice now. But can you guys see that? I colored this part. But yeah, I've been posting, I posted like 2 updates on my Instagram story. Like, this is my progress on Snow White, but it's taken me, I counted it, it's already taken me a little over a month. But I'm nearing the end because all I have to do is the vines and the tree trunk or whatever, and like the background part of the picture. But I'm trying not to put a bunch of dang it, there's more green I missed. Just totally skipped over that one. These little squares by themselves kind of get me. But yeah, I've just been chugging away at that picture. So I want it to look nice, not rushed, you know? Because all the pictures in the book are amazing. I missed a purple. Oops, that's the chisel tip. I've been told a lot more detailed the princess one is than any of the previous ones. Like, the older ones aren't as detailed, which I can tell they aren't, but I like the challenge. Okay, let's see. I gotta tell you guys, that magnifying glass, if not just for the lights alone, is worth it. Anything besides the red? I think we're good. Alright, now all we have to do is the red and we'll be finished. Red is definitely not hard to miss. Alright, we got a little bit more on this side right here, and then we are done. We can mark this one off. Or I can. Ta-da! Our lamb is done. He looks so cute and colorful. So, and it only took an hour and 30 minutes, a little over. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and I will see you in a couple of days with a new video, and I hope you have a good rest of your day or night. Oh my goodness. Look, I forgot the middle of his face right there. Shoot. Oh no. Where did I stick the marker? Oh, here it is. See what I mean? Always missing spots. Okay, now he's done really. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching again, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!